This city is known for having Korea's largest airport. But that's not the only large-scale construction in town. Here are the stadiums and arenas of Incheon, South Korea. We'll start off with Incheon Asiad Main Stadium, which was built for the 2014 Asian Games. Back then, the capacity was around twice as large. I wonder if you can point out where the seating has been removed from. Yes, you're correct, except for Gavin. He thought it was removed from here. It's obviously... stupid Gavin. Clearly this stadium's most distinctive feature, though, is the elongated roofs that shelter the pathway leading to the stadium. The shape of which is partially inspired by the yin and yang symbol, which is the centerpiece of the country's flag. I do quite like the Korean flag. Top 10 for sure. It is a pretty cool stadium, but it doesn't get as much use as it probably should. Probably because there is a surplus of stadiums in this city. Incheon Munhak Stadium. You might be surprised to hear that this stadium already had a fairly new, well-equipped athletic stadium, which was initially built to host matches at the 2002 World Cup, and then hosted the 2005 Asian Athletics Championships, which is different from the Asian Games. But it did host some football at the Asian Games. It was just deemed to be not quite up to the task of being the main stadium of the Asian Games. I don't know, that seems kinda wasteful to me. But the good kind of wasteful that results in additional stadiums. This was home to Incheon United for a while. It was also home to Incheon Korail, a team that has now moved to Daejeon. Korean clubs seem to move to a new city even more often than American ones do. Probably because they're mostly owned by big corporations that couldn't care less about the fanbase. Or in the instance of Korail, perhaps they want the Incheon fans to travel to Daejeon every other week. Via Korail, of course. Incheon SSG Landers Field. This ballpark was actually modelled off of Dodger Stadium in California. And yeah, I can see that. The main differences here are, firstly, it's not built into the earth, because it's fairly flat ground here. There's just a whole lot of raw concrete on show outside, and it is of course a lot smaller than Dodger Stadium. What isn't small is a scoreboard in center field, which is approximately 64 meters wide, and is one of the largest video boards at a sports venue in the entire world. That's why they call it the Big Board. It was installed in 2016. I like how atop the scoreboard they've got a mini version of the bridge that leads to the airport. We saw a similar thing in Busan, but this one's also got a plane up there. Nice touch. Oh! That must be why they're called the Landers, of course. That makes sense. Ooh, nice fountain down below as well. Incheon Football Stadium. After playing at Munhak Stadium for 7 or 8 years, Incheon United, the biggest football club in town, built their very own, very impressive purpose-built football stadium nearer to the coast. One interesting aspect to this design is that from the street you can see right into the stadium. Not quite onto the field itself, but almost. Another is this single-tiered section here, which is where the most passionate of supporters congregate. It forms an uninterrupted wall of sound. Sometimes singing, sometimes shouting abuse, each has its own beauty. It also includes plenty of standing room. Stands like that are becoming more and more popular around the world. The video boards here are just a little bit smaller than at the previous stadium, just a little. But that is usually the case, there's not as much room in a football stadium. And also there's a lot more downtime in baseball, so more time for replays. Yaeyang Gymnasium is a remarkable bit of architecture. From outside it looks like something out of Spy Kids or something. Weird reference, but you know what I mean. It has a surreal futuristic look about it. Damn, these guys have got it good. Front row couch seats. Also, as you can sort of see, this is primarily the home of a volleyball team, the Jumbos, but a basketball team called the Pink Spiders also play the occasional game here. Their main home is called Samson World Gymnasium, which is not quite as impressive, but still a well-equipped modern arena. What else to say? Oh, I have a bit of an anecdote about this city, I guess I could tell. I once went to get a haircut here, and I was navigating my way there using the Google Maps, when I noticed that 2 doors down from the barbershop was a traditional Pyongyang dog meat soup restaurant. I was absolutely disgusted. Soup on a hot day like today? No chance. But shout out to that husband and wife barber duo, they were very friendly. There are quite a few honourable mentions, starting with Incheon Namdong Asiad Rugby Field, which is a nice little ground. Yaeyang Velodrome. Korea seems to have a lot of nice velodromes. This one is mid, I suppose. Dowon Gymnasium.
You know, I don't like this gymnasium. It can do one.
Nah, it's alright. To host the Asian Games, you have to have a hockey stadium. Or two. They are blue, which is pretty much standard in field hockey nowadays. There's also a cricket ground. There can't be many of those in Korea. I wonder if the Korean version of LBW is BTS, before the stumps. That was really stupid, and 80% of the people watching have no idea what LBW is. There's also a venue for the frozen variety of hockey. This city really does have a bit of everything. And a swimming pool. Munhak Park Taihwan swimming pool is a rather nice one. There's another small arena at the same complex. Man, this is getting out of hand now. We need to end the video. Those were the stadiums and arenas of Incheon. As for my favourite, well, there is stiff competition, but Incheon Football Stadium takes the cake. It's a proper modern football stadium. Thanks for watching, have a good one.